Okay, hear this out. You've definitely seen Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone race and crush it on the track before, but this particular time was different from the rest. She completely blew everyone away in front of a crowd full of top-notch runners. Yes, you heard that right. The New York City Grand Prix wasn't just another race. It brought together fierce competitors, all eager to take down the reigning champion. But Sydney? She was determined to show everyone that she's still the best. So stay with us as we take a closer look at this amazing performance. A moment that will inspire athletes everywhere and remind us that true greatness never fades. The 2024 New York City Grand Prix was truly amazing. With a lineup of world-class athletes competing in one of the season's most anticipated events, it was bound to be an unforgettable day. However, what unfolded during the women's 400-meter race left everyone stunned, and it all centered around the superstar of the track, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. Now, McLaughlin-Levrone hadn't run a single 400-meter race since July 2023. That's nearly a full year without competing in her signature one-lap event. For most athletes, such a long break from a race of this magnitude might lead to some rust, or at least a cautious approach. But McLaughlin-Levrone is no ordinary athlete, and what she delivered on that New York track was mind-blowing. Before we dive into McLaughlin-Levrone's dominant performance, let's take a moment to appreciate the context. This 400-meter race wasn't just any ordinary competition. It featured some of the fastest women in the world, athletes like Talitha, Stacey Ann Williams, and Kendall Ellis. All of them are capable of running under 50 seconds for the 400 meters, a significant barrier in women's sprinting. Breaking 50 seconds is no easy feat, and is usually reserved for only the elite in the sport. Despite the strong field, all eyes were on Sydney. There was a certain buzz in the air as the athletes lined up on the track. People were curious to see how she would perform after such a long break from this event. Some wondered if she could still deliver a top-tier performance, while others were convinced she would pick up right where she left off. Spoiler alert, she did not disappoint. From the moment the gun went off, it was clear that McLaughlin-Levrone was in a league of her own. She exploded out of the starting blocks with the kind of speed and grace that has come to define her career. By the time she hit the backstretch, she had already begun separating herself from the rest of the field. Her lead continued to grow as she entered the final 200 meters, and by the time she came around the final bend, it was no longer a race. It was a masterclass in sprinting. Her stride was powerful yet smooth, her form impeccable, and she didn't look back once. It was as if she was racing against time itself, not the other competitors. As McLaughlin-Levrone approached the finish line, the clock showed something incredible. She crossed the line in 48.75 seconds. To put this in perspective, that time is just 0.05 seconds shy of the American record held by the legendary Sanya Richards-Ross, who set the mark of 48.70 seconds in 2006. McLaughlin-Levrone was also only 0.01 seconds away from matching her personal best, which she ran in 2023. What makes this performance even more remarkable is that McLaughlin-Levrone won the race by over 2 full seconds. That's a massive gap in the 400 meters, especially when you consider that her competitors were all highly accomplished athletes who have previously run under 50 seconds. In fact, the runner-up in this race, Kendall Ellis, finished in 50.83 seconds, which would normally be a winning time in most elite races. Yet McLaughlin-Levrone was on a completely different level. This wasn't just a win for McLaughlin-Levrone. It was a statement. It was a reminder to the track and field world that she is still the queen of the 400 meters, even if she hasn't raced in nearly a year. The ease with which she ran such a fast time, almost casually dropping a sub-49-second race, was a clear indication of her dominance. There's also something to be said about the mental toughness it takes to deliver a performance like this after such a long layoff. Many athletes might have taken a more conservative approach after being away from a specific race for so long. Not McLaughlin-Levrone. She attacked the race from the very start and showed no signs of hesitation or rust. What makes McLaughlin-Levrone's performance even more intriguing is the fact that this could very well be her only 400-meter race of the year. If that turns out to be the case, she certainly left her mark on the event. Her time of 48.75 seconds ranks as one of the top 10 performances of all time in the women's 400 meters. That's right. This single race places her in the record books, alongside some of the greatest runners the sport has ever seen. McLaughlin-Levrone's talent isn't confined to just the 400 meters. She has shown her versatility by excelling in multiple events, including the 400-meter hurdles, where she holds the world record, and the 200 meters. In fact, her 2024 season has been nothing short of exceptional. After winning double gold in the Paris Olympics, she capped off her year with a world record-breaking performance in the 400-meter, followed by an invitational race in the 200 meters, where she once again proved her dominance. It's rare to see an athlete with this kind of range, someone who can not only compete in multiple events, but also be the best in the world at each of them. McLaughlin-Levrone's ability to transition seamlessly between the 400-meter hurdles, the 400 meters, and the 200 meters makes her one of the most complete track and field athletes of all time. The 2024 New York City Grand Prix will be remembered for many reasons, but McLaughlin-Levrone's performance in the 400 meters will undoubtedly stand out as the highlight of the meet. Her time of 48.75 seconds is a reminder that she is still at the top of her game, and even after a year away from the event, she remains untouchable. Looking ahead, McLaughlin-Levrone has some exciting plans. After her outstanding performances at the Paris Olympics and the Diamond League meeting in Brussels, she plans to take a break before getting back into training. Her focus is on the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan. Plus, she's set to compete at Michael Johnson's Grand Slam track event next season. For track and field fans, this was a race to savor. It was a rare glimpse of greatness, a performance that will be talked about for years to come. And while McLaughlin-Levrone may not race the 400 meters again this year, she has once again cemented her legacy as one of the greatest sprinters in history. In a season full of memorable moments, this one was truly special. McLaughlin-Levrone didn't just win, she made a statement, and it's one that will resonate throughout the track and field world for a long time. As we wrap up our coverage of the 2024 New York City Grand Prix, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone's incredible performance in the women's 400 meters will surely be remembered. Her stunning time isn't just a personal victory. It's a powerful reminder of her talent and determination. After nearly a year away from this race, she returned with a bang, proving that true champions can rise to any occasion. Her win not only showcased her skills, but also inspired fans and fellow athletes alike. As we look ahead to what's next for McLaughlin-Levrone, we can't wait to see how she continues to shine in multiple events. Whether she's tackling the hurdles or racing in the 200 meters, one thing is clear: she's a force to be reckoned with in the world of track and field. Thanks for joining us in celebrating this amazing athlete and her incredible achievements. It's a goodbye from our side, but we'll be eagerly watching to see what she does next.